and I'm sitting there and I'm going through the benefits, and all I hear is this blood curdling like, and like he was like waiting for them to bring it up, like the people he's sitting down with and going over the insurance with, and they just kept looking at him like nothing happened,
like it's normal. Yeah,
like it was normal. And he was like, did you guys hear that? And they're like, yeah, it's nothing, that's our ape Jackie, just keep going. And he's like, wait, what? He's like, all right, man, you want to see it? And I guess they like walk him back, and they're like walking him back, and it's like I can just imagine like the wood creaking and everything in this old house in Nebraska out in the middle of a fucking farm, and they're just like reaching for the door, and they're like, before we open this door, make sure you don't make any eye contact with our ape. So, we're coming live from Adversity Kings, episode number 2, numero dos. So, I'm the host, Tristan Dlabik, and today we got a special guest, my best friend, my partner in business. We're live on TikTok as well, Robert Jackson. Say what up, brother.
What up, bro? Appreciate you for having me on the show. I'm excited. You know, watching this get built, it's a dream that we've had since when we started, so it's awesome to see it coming out to real life.
Absolutely. I'm gonna awkwardly set the phone down real quick, Aiden, for a little bit of TikTok live action. Okay. Oh, that bottom right, you just hit flip camera. So we're gonna go ahead and just jump in. Everything's recording, right, Aiden?
Yep.
And we can leave this all in there. I think it'll be cool to look back, like when we're on episode 1002, and be like, dude, we were so horrible. That sucked so bad, and nobody listened. The only people that are gonna listen is maybe like 5 minutes.
Probably.
Somebody will listen to it, like in our company, few people, 3 or 4 will probably give it like 5 seconds. They'll be like, hey, you guys did great. And it's like, you only listened to 5 seconds. And then like our moms, both our moms are crazy. Like
posted on Facebook and everything.
Yeah, crazy. Look at my son. He saved America. He did everything. He ended world hunger with this podcast. My mom's my biggest supporter and fan. Like legit too.
Same here, bro.
Legit. So let's go ahead and kind of start. I wanted to open up and talk basically, one, you just finished up closing a presentation, right?
Yeah.
So we plan to start at 9 p.m. Central. For those of you guys that don't know, we're in Chicago. We run a financial services company. We're obviously in the life insurance industry, but Rob just finished up a presentation. So you were finishing up a presentation. How long have you been selling?
So I've been selling insurance, for life insurance specifically, for about 2 years and 4 months. So, you know, I sold cars and sold DirecTV and other stuff, but for life insurance, about 2 years and 4 months now.
Dude, I hate those DirecTV salesmen.
You
guys know, like, if you go through a grocery store and somebody like pops up on you and they're like, hello, what type of TV? Like, I'm like, dude, what? Does anybody even like have an actual cable service anymore? Like,
not
especially
anymore,
our age range, dude. It's like, if you don't have like a smart TV, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
You know
it's all
streaming
now too, you know?
Yeah, streaming and everything like that. So you've been in sales 4 or 5 years, I would imagine, because you started with us. How old were you when you started with us?
So I was 18, turning 19, yeah.
So you started at 18, so I started at 18, turning 19 as well. But I was, what was I, 19 or 20 when I hired you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think of that, but I also think of, you were selling DirecTV then in high school?
Yeah, so right out of high school, you know, when I was in high school, I was washing cars, and then right out of high school, I jumped into DirecTV sales. It was one of those, you know, MLMs where it was like, hey, you know, sell DirecTV, and hire like build people a little team. And get your own business, right? And
that's where you met Kamar too.
Right, that's where I met Kamar Thompson. I gotta get Kamar
on here.
Yeah, Kamar's one of our top producers, and he, you know, and he would come in Jamaican with these gold. He had gold everywhere. He would come into the office, and we would have these breakout rooms. Yeah. When we came in, where we'd have whiteboards on the wall, right? Yeah. And you would do your presentation, so it was just like role playing in the morning, and then you would, you know, we had what's called a burn and turn, where I would say, hey, who do you have for cable? You'd say, oh, Comcast. Okay, perfect. Come check this out. I know that's not
what you really mean with you and Kamar. Burn and turn. I know what you guys were burning and turning.
We were doing that after work. You know what I mean? So sales is a high stress industry that we used to do that all day, but we grew up, you know?
Yeah, right.
All right.
So growing up, since we're talking about you being in high school, working at DirecTV and everything like that, where'd you grow up?
So I grew up in Pitcairn, Pennsylvania. So it's a small town, like 30 minutes south of Pittsburgh. Yeah. But it's like, it's been around for like 100 years. Yeah. But it's old, you know, poor neighborhood. Yeah. But I was grateful because we lived at the top of Pitcairn. So it was like a big hill, basically. And where you were at on the hill determined what kind of level of class that you lived at, right? Yeah. So, but even the top where we lived at the top of the hill still wasn't the best level of class. But I was grateful because we got everything. It's just so weird wanted. Imagining like just this like big wealth hill. You know what I mean? Like, you're at the bottom of the hill. You're broke as hell. Dude, for people that don't know what like I would have been under the hill. That's how broke I was. They wouldn't even let me like have a place at the bottom. We were so broke. Dude, hey, we started at the bottom of the hill. You know, my mom and she met Harry, and then we got to the top. So, but no, I mean. But when did your mom and your dad split up? Like, what was it like? When I was 3. Okay. Dylan was just born. He was like a year, and Rachel was 4 or 5. 4 or 5. So real young. Yeah, my dad actually shot Harry. I remember, I remember you said, and like you were like, Harry dodged it like the Matrix. She was like, shh. Yeah, he shot him. I mean? Just missed him, bro. Just missed him. That's crazy. And they're like, did they ever see each other after that? Yeah, so it was awkward every time because it would be a combination. Like my dad would have to try to stop by the house before Harry was there to see us. You know, like. When's the last time they saw each other, you think? Probably like a year ago. Probably. And they're just cool, like, hey, what up, brother? No, they don't even speak. They just, like, my dad will stare at him like this, and Harry will just ignore him. You know, Harry's a bigger man than him. So physically or mentally? Both. I mean, both, really. Yeah. Like, Harry was like a brute, you know, shorter dude, but he would knock out like people that were like, exactly. Yeah. Knock out people that are like 6'3" and stuff. Yeah. And then, you know, he would just ignore my dad. You know what I mean? But Harry already beat my dad's ass before, so. Jeez, that's nuts. Because, you know, there's an issue with him. I hope he doesn't hear this. Yeah, me too, brother. But so with that, so they split up. You're 3, and then you guys started at the bottom of the hill. When did Harry and your mom get together? You were like what? Yeah, so we moved out to Blairsville. Yeah, you probably ran through there selling insurance. I think so. Yeah, you wrote a lot of business out there, like Altoona. It was like an hour. Yeah, you lived out that way for a little. Yeah. How long did you live out there? 4 years. 4 years I was out there. And then you guys moved back to Pitcairn. Yep. Why'd you move back to Pitcairn? Because my grandmother. So my mom, basically, bro, my whole, like half of my family's dead off heroin, basically. Yeah. Because Pitcairn is a town, but has a huge heroin epidemic. So like a lot of my cousins and external family died off due to heroin, right? Yeah. The other half, though, was just as you typically expect. They're good people, good hearts, but can't manage their money and then don't have no discipline. Yeah. So, you know, basically my mom and Harry made, you know, $150,000 a year, but my mom's a yes person. So every time somebody needs some money, my mom, and she takes care of so many people before herself, just like yours does, you know? Yeah. But she just give money to everybody that needs it, her brother and stuff like that. And they're all good people, bro. Yeah. But it's just like they, you know, she's giving them all money. So we came back to basically take care of everyone else. Yeah. That makes sense. Plus, Harry had a job. So Harry sold cars for number 1 Cochran up in Pittsburgh, and he was the number 1 salesman in the world. Yeah. And then he switched due to tax reasons. Whenever he would get paid, they had a credit card just like us, 1099. Okay. Right? But he didn't understand how the taxes worked for the 1099 part makes of sense. It. So like 2, 3, 4 years making all this money, boom, you get hit with taxes like, hey, bro, you owe this much, $50,000. Yeah. So he said, well, okay, he took, everybody wanted him. Yeah. So Blairsville had a dealership called TriStar where they offered him a $50,000 signing like bonus. Okay. And to move out there, less pay as a sales manager. He was such a good salesman, he made more than the sales managers. Okay. And what's funny is what saved us and what helped us was American Income Life insurance. He had a life insurance policy through American Income Life. That's the company that we technically work with. So technically I'm an agency owner. I'm partnered with, you know, my mentor and who we call, you know, CEO and coach, and Simon Arias. So it's Arias Dlabik Agencies, but I consider like on the ground, like boots on the ground, Rob Jackson. So he's like my partner here on the ground. We like run everything together. But so like the company, speaking of that's our company, American Income Life. And then the parent company is Globe Life. Let me just go on since this is episode number 2, we might as well just let everybody know. So,
go on a little tangent. Globe Life is our parent company, so we're a subsidiary, like a little franchise in a sense. Our individual agency, and then it's American Income Life, the subsidiary, and then Globe Life's the parent company. It's a Fortune 500 company, almost 100 plus years old. I think it's 120 something years old.
Yeah.
They're the official life insurance company for the Dallas Cowboys, so we got a suite there. What's really dope is, one, I've been in the suite. I just went there with the CEO and the president of American Income Life. Great dudes. Steve Greer, our CEO, shout out Steve Greer, and then David Zoff, and shout out the president. Hardworking goats, yes, great dudes. We both get access to them. Even being young, one, and finding great people that you can have access to that are humble and willing to pour into you and just give you guidance, not only in business but in life. That's like hard to come by. That's like invaluable. So I was out there with them. Rob's got a lot of time with them. And then Globe Life, if you guys watch any baseball, the Texas Rangers, Globe Life Stadium, that is our stadium. So we have like the naming rights, and I don't know like how, like I'm hoping I'm pretty accurate with everything. You know, I've been with the company going on 5 years now. Rob, what are you you got to be going on 3 this coming year.
3 years this upcoming year I'll be with the company.
Which doesn't sound long, you know, to everybody watching, but like in the financial services industry, 100% commission, like a month is like a year.
Yeah,
it feels like for the most part, like a month feels like a year. So kind of jumping back into where we were at though. So Harry worked his way up, saved you guys with an American Income. I'm assuming he pulled from cash value.
Yeah, cash value, yep.
That's equity that builds up in an insurance policy. It's kind of like a micro investment on the front end, but a major investment on the back end. Like I don't think anybody watching, if you guys do not understand, obviously reach out to us. We can give you recommendations and education on insurance, see if our benefits work for you. But you really can't put a price tag when it comes to investing into your family and your family's financial future and your individual future. There really shouldn't be a price tag on how much you're worth to you, 100%. To your family, and your family worth to you as well, vice versa. So he's talking about cash value and life insurance. Maybe we'll do some educational pods too. Get some smart people on here other than us.
Yeah.
Smart asses. So he pulled from the cash value. That helped you guys out. So he had a big policy.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like 100,000 whole life.
Okay.
Yeah, so he had that, and I seen that when I looked him up in the system, and I seen him, and it was funny because like Justin Kelly's mom had one too. Like everybody in like Pitcairn had one, you know.
Justin.
And Chris Williams, he's our senior underwriter. He actually sold my cousins. He sold them like a large policy.
He's dope
like,
too.
So, and they liked him a lot, you know. So and stuff like that. But yeah, TriStar, we moved out there, and I detailed cars when I was 15. That was my first job. When I was 15 was I detailed cars for TriStar out where he worked. So we'd wake up, drive an hour, wash cars all day.
Yep.
For like 12, 15 hours a day.
How old were you then?
15.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was 15. I got a work permit from school, and then
what music did you like growing up?
So growing up, a lot of my musical influence was on my dad. It was rock.
Like the stuff that I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
like
you
that.
and Dylan like it, because Dylan will pick up on some things, like some of the country music and some of like. So that was from your OG dad or Harry?
Yeah, my real dad. So that was from him, and then country we got from my mom and Harry, because when we lived out in Blairsville, they would country songs all day because it was like the country area kind of. Yeah. And that's where we got our musical from. And then once we first heard rap, when we came back to Pitcairn, and then now it's like a lot of it was like rap music.
Yeah. So, and then like, what was like the funniest thing for you, like growing up? Was like there ever like a moment where it was like you think back and be like, bro, that was the funniest memory of my childhood?
So yeah, I mean, dude, we had fun a lot, bro, growing up, you know. So
dude,
that's
that story of Justin Kelly, like when he was so high and he thought his legs were broken.
So that story was the funniest story because we had my friend Anthony Gribben.
Yeah.
He lives in like a trailer park out by.
Did he ever try to come work with the company? He sounds familiar.
Yeah. So we talked to him a lot. I think he has a policy with us actually, but he was he's a beast.
Yeah.
And he was like a monkey growing up. We called him Monkey because this dude had hands, big ass hands.
Yeah.
And this dude was one of those naturally, like he didn't lift or nothing, but he was like naturally like just looked like he lifted, you know?
Yeah.
Built for climbing trees. And he would climb trees all the time.
Built for climbing trees.
But Pennsylvania, we have large trees, large hills, so we would just go out and do that stuff. But basically, we started getting older, and we got drunk once at around that area where he lived, and it was like in a valley, right?
Yeah.
Justin, and there was a Sheets and a Levin's Furniture up the street. So we're in the woods. We had this campfire set up. Everybody's drinking, and Justin Kelly, he got so, and Justin, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, bro, but he got so drunk so drunk that he's over there like, I can't feel my legs, laying in the grass and in the leaves, and it's like wet and rainy. So
I thought he felt like he crashed his car.
Oh, that's at the end of this. So it was a lot of crazy stuff. So basically, he got drunk, right? That was when he was on acid that same night.
Yeah.
But so he got real drunk, like walked up to Levin's furniture and sheets, bro. He called the police and the ambulance on himself, bro.
Oh God, I did
he
that
was
in
so
Nebraska
drunk,
one
like
night.
he called them on himself.
Yeah.
And they came and picked him up because apparently, if you're like need medical attention, they took him to the hospital. He like threw up
pumped
and
his
stuff.
stomach or something.
Yeah. So then the next day, he's like recovered from it. So he decides to take
Couple
acid.
tabs.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this I found out about this after, bro. Whenever I didn't hear from him for a week, and he came out to woodwork, and he said like he went to sleep that night, bro. And this had me crying. He said he went to sleep that night, and he was dreaming, and his dreams were so vivid that he crashed his car in his dream when it was like storming and raining. He said he could feel every broken bone in his body, like legitimate could feel the pain in his dream, bro. You're not supposed to feel anything in your dreams, but he could legitimately feel the pain.
Dude, when you hear Justin explain the story in person too. Dude, he's like, my femur snapped in half. And I'm just in the office.
Bro, he said he was laying on the hood of the car.
Just envisioning it like his femur snapped in half and like blood. And just Justin, like, especially if you knew him, like his hair is real long now. Like it was like medium long. Like, and like he's ripped right now. He's yoked. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's cut up. But like he was a little chunkier there in Nebraska with like medium. And I'm like, what, dude? All barefoot and everything. But
yeah, bro. So he talked about like he broke all his bones. He could feel it. He could feel the rain and the cold wind and everything on his body. And like, he like thought it was legit, like for real, like. So it was just funny because he told me about that, bro. But that was probably one of the funniest moments. Another funny moment we had too was we used to throw snowballs at cars all the time.
We used to throw rocks.
Okay, yeah, I don't
in
know
Arkansas. I specifically remember we wouldn't have dodgeball fights. We were still somehow I'd go see like my dad like before because when I lived in Arkansas, my dad was rich before he went to jail, and so. We would have like instead of like I'd go hang out with like my broke cousins, kind of like at the bottom of the hill down in Arkansas, and we lived in the country though, and like we like played the worst games in the world. Like we didn't play dodgeball, we would play like rock ball. Like you had to avoid the rocks. Like and we were point blank, and I had to have been 6 or 7, and my older cousins they were probably 11 or 12. Like you know what I mean? They were twice my age, whipping rocks at me, bro, like whipping. And I remember another time we were playing like. BB gun avoid, like not like paintball like I've done with you guys or like even airsoft, which still hurts a lot.
Metal BBs.
We were shooting pellet guns at each other, and I remember I really like messed my cousin up this one time bad. So that reminds me when you're talking about snowballs at the cars because we would throw rocks at cars.
Bro, see, I mean, we never threw rocks, bro, but like we'd throw snowballs at cars, and it was all of us. And then the one day I'm like, hey, bro, I'm not really going to go out with y'all today. And I was upstairs. I think I was like doing work for the first time or watching something. I can't remember. But basically they went out and it's at the top of my hill, bro. And the cars wouldn't pass over. Yeah. So we'd hit them and duck back into the woods. We had like a wood line right there.
Okay.
And, they go out, bro, and they throw the snowball at the car. They miss the car and hit a cop car, bro, on the windshield. Like, yeah, right after they all got arrested in the back of the police car. And I just hear all these people talking about like, oh, they start crying like in the back seat, all of them, like Gunner, Justin, all of them. And it shit was hilarious.
Can't even imagine Gunner crying. He's so socially awkward. Like, in the back.
Bro, like we used to do all that type of stuff, bro. And then like, we would do we do King of the Hill. Yeah. I had a hill full of dead grass. So it's all dead grass and like hay, like so you're sliding down that thing, bro. We would wear some sweatpants and we would play like cops and robbers and stuff. Yep. And I remember this one time, bro, we had picnic benches at the bottom of the hill, bro. Yeah. And I'm running and there's like 3 of them on me, bro. And I run and I sidestep and slide down the hill between all 3 of them and they all like tried to jerk and slide down the hill with me. All 3 of them are staring at me straight, bro, and then just jerk to the right, and then they hit their shins off the picnic table, bro, and got stuck. Like, you ever see somebody running full-fledged and get stuck, bro, instantly? Like, yeah, and their shins like bent backwards, and I was crying, bro. It was the funniest thing in my life that I've ever seen, bro. And they're over there like crying in pain and stuff. And I just
how'd they hit it?
Bro, because it's like slanted on the hill.
Yeah.
And they came up this way, but they were so focused at looking at me to get me.
Who was it?
It was like Justin and Gunner.
Okay.
And then I think this other kid.
Where's Dylan at in all these stories?
Dylan's with us, but usually it was me and Dylan on the team.
Yeah.
So I had a sun porch and there was a jail. That was the jail. It was cops and robbers. So you had to go release somebody. So I slid down through them, bro, and released Dylan.
Yeah.
And then they just go and like just crushed their shins on this table, bro. And they all just collapsed. And it was the funniest shit because then we ran away.
Oh my God.
But like we used to do stuff like that all the time, bro. Like just to
who was your first girlfriend?
Shit, bro. So my first girlfriend, bro, was like probably like if you really count, like if you're counting like actual relationships, bro, probably like 7th grade is when I started like
I think I was like
really getting into relationships.
6th grade, 5th grade, yeah.
But like I was bad, bro. Like in 7th grade I would like date a girl and then like break up with her the same day and then date another girl, you know what I mean? Because I was like shit, I was cool with everybody, you know, so I liked everybody, like all these girls,
middle school hoe.
The more the merrier, right? But I didn't know what it was at the time. But eventually, like freshman year, I started to like I set myself back and I was like, look.
So when did you lose your virginity then?
Whenever I was 14.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So when I was 14, bro, so
you're younger than me.
So it was like the most awkward shit in my life, bro.
Oh, it had to have been.
Bro, so awkward. Like, I didn't even know what the shit was, bro. Like, what was going on, bro. Because I never had nobody really growing up.
But I feel like every young man, like, watches porn.
Yeah,
like,
bro,
has an
like,
idea. Like, I think I, like, started in, like, 5th grade.
Me, I was into that Occupus shit. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm playing.
Like Peter.
I'm playing.
Peter?
No, I'm just Peter.
Did Peter tell you that story of his, like, first, like, website? It's on the first podcast. I think he explained it.
No, I gotta listen to it, bro. I gotta
Basically, he was like 12, making a lot of money because he was like a computer engineer, and he like created like a hentai porn website.
What, bro?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that. That's nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. I mean, it was just awkward. But yeah, when I was like 14, and then pretty much to the next.
So was it your girlfriend now?
No. So basically, I was with this one girl when I was like 14. I was with her on and off for like 2 years. And then pretty much never spoke to her again. And vice versa.
Wait, right after? I feel so bad.
I mean, no, bro, but it was like,
I was too young to know. I'm sorry,
bro.
miss.
I was too young to know what it was, and she was too, so it was like,
you didn't know what was happening?
Bro, I was just going with the emotions, bro, for real. Like, I was just doing what everybody said.
So where were you guys? Like, what's the story? Like?
At my crib, so.
Where were your parents?
They wasn't at the house, so.
Oh God,
yeah.
Man, Alexis,
they weren't at the house.
You, dude.
Probably, but
you know how girlfriends are. It's like, dog, that was 8 years ago. I was 14.
Bro.
It don't matter.
You texted this girl 20 years ago.
It don't matter.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like,
that's hilarious.
But yeah, bro. So when I was like 14 and stuff. But my first like official, like real relationship when I was like 17.
Yeah.
So
who was that?
So I dated Alexa for 3 months when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
But it never got real serious. We never really saw each other much. So for like 3 months we dated, but then we were friends after that.
Yeah.
But she actually hated me for a year after that, bro, for like no reason. Like
Dang.
Hated me. Yeah. Like bro, like we broke up and I'm thinking I'm never gonna talk to her again. And she was friends with, like, we were all friends. Like the whole same group of people. Basically, I didn't really hang out with nobody outside of school. Like, I would go into school, I'd be cool with everybody, but I would just do my own thing outside of school, you know? And then they was, like, started coming to the house, so I just started chilling with Dylan and all them.
Yeah.
And then, basically, she would come around, bro, because she was in the same group. But, like, when she would come around, bro, I'm like, why are you coming around here? Like, if we ain't dating no more, And then it would just be every time I said something, it would be a side comment. Like, some smart shit or some attitude. And it was for no reason, bro. Like, I wasn't even a bad dude or anything.
Yeah.
Like, it was just some crazy. But I was young, bro, and so was she, so it really didn't, like, make any sense. But we dated for, like, 3 months, and then I didn't date nobody for, like, a year and a half, 2 years. And then when I was, like, junior going into senior, I was in a year relationship with another girl.
Yeah.
That knew Alexa was actually newer and stuff, and are
they still friends?
Not really, not friends at all, really. But I dated her for like a year and a half. And that was like my first serious relationship. I was there every day, bro. I would just, but it kept me disciplined, bro. I would go to work and then I just go to her house every day for a year, all day. But eventually, bro, you know, I got caught into the trap of like seeing everybody else at my age. Like I'm a senior, like, and all these people were out doing stuff and partying and all this stuff. So I was just like, bro, I wanted out.
Is that when you started partying?
Huh?
Is that when you started partying?
Yeah. So I was like, I thought that was what everybody's supposed to do, bro, you know?
Yeah.
And so I started doing all that. And then after like a couple months of doing that, I realized like this shit wasn't what it was supposed to be.
When do you think is the first time you smoked weed?
When I was 17.
For real, dog?
Yeah.
I think I was 12.
For real?
I swear, yeah.
Yeah, but I was like 17.
I was 12. We did the water bottle thing.
Oh,
No, not. Yeah, I think so. Well, because I think we did it a different way, where you put the foil on the top.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Put a hole in the side with the water at the bottom of the hat. You know what I mean? So.
Dude, we made so many contraptions like that, bro.
Yeah, so many different things.
We
it was
this
nuts.
Big ass plastic.
I swear,
can.
I think we like started like moving a little bit and smoking a little bit. And I was like 12.
12 years old, bro. That shit's nuts, bro. Like people around us, like we're like 12 doing that shit,
like 12.
But I was like, I was doing that shit.
I was gonna say
17.
you seem like, cause I mean, you seem like you look nerdy. Yes.
Yeah, fuck no, I never.
You guys got to, but you gotta let them know you were the king of the bowling team. Like
Let's relax on that for a second.
Whoever says like, "Yo, look who I'm talking to."
Well, first of all, I was the most asked.
Look at this sexy man, King Bowler. What?
Bro, I was
like,
the
what,
goat,
dude?
bro.
You bowl.
I was the goat.
How's my phone battery, Aiden?
Yeah, what about mine too? Is it mine?
I low key want. What's?
Yours is fine. I think Rob's about to die.
All right, yeah. Would you be able to grab it?
Yeah, could we get our phones back? Now there can't be nobody watching. We're not famous.
2 people on each of your streams.
Yeah, dude, we're not famous.
Is there 3 people on my stream?
That's how many people are gonna watch this podcast.
That's how many people gonna come to our funerals, bro.
Damn, dude, yours.
But no, bro. I mean, bro, I played sports my whole life up until my car accident.
Dude,
so once I was in a car accident, I couldn't play no more.
I don't know about that, man. You keep telling me you played sports.
Yeah, I had 67 plus people viewing my live. That's hard, bro.
You didn't have nothing. Dude, somebody commented, "Why are you two staring at each other?"
They did.
Dude, they did. What do you like? What do you mean? Why are you staring? Why are you staring,
bro? You can't see the results of your live. Like, can I see like who commented and stuff or no?
I think on TikTok you can.
In group me? We're checking our phones right now. We could leave us in there.
Yeah, screw it. But yeah, bro,
snap.
it was
we was live.
But yeah, it was
dude, I have 18,000 freaking. Well, this is what we do all day. We just really sit on these phones. This is how we make our money. So yeah, Rob messed his back up, blew his back out. He ran into this back alley.
No, I did not.
There was these, what are they called? The furries. Yeah, so there was these 2 giant pandas, and they just fuck.
Bro, they was eating bamboo, bro.
Blew his back out. So how did this car accident happen?
Bro, so my first car was a 5-speed Mazda Miata, bro. It's like the smallest car.
My first car was a gift from my great Pat before he died. It was technically a Miata.
For real?
Yeah, remember? I think mine was like a 98 or an 06. I sold it for $5,000 because it was a manual. I never even really learned how to drive a manual.
Yeah, mine was 91.
So you could drive a manual?
Yep, I could drive a manual.
Can't drive a manual.
To this day, yeah.
So what'd you do?
So basically, I was on my way back to work. I was washing cars. And I'm on my way back to work, bro, and this lady was like 80 years old, bro. She was coming out the parking lot of Olive Garden, and in Monroeville, it was like a plaza. So where I turned right in was up the street, but Olive Garden's exit was on this side. So like with Olive Garden, you would exit on the same side, but it was before where I would turn in, if that makes sense. So if I'm driving down the road, Olive Garden's entrance and exit's here. And then where I was working, entrance and exit was down there.
Yeah.
So I'm literally driving at like 30 miles an hour, but there's a big ass truck in front of me.
Yeah.
So I watched this lady turn left, look at the truck, and not see me whatsoever, bro. Because I was so small that the Mazda Miata is the smallest car that ever exists.
No, you were small.
You were small until I grew you up. And, so, no, but listen, so I was actually small, very small at the time. I was like 120 pounds, 5'6" or something like that. But so I'm driving in this car, bro, and I watched this lady see the truck and not see me, bro. I'm like, she definitely didn't see me. I'm like, I'm gonna just get past her.
Yeah.
And the truck passes. She looks to the left, sees the truck, then boom, looks to the right. As she's turning back to look straight to pull out, she sees the truck pass her, so she thinks it's good to go. And I couldn't stop, bro. I was right at that turn, about to finish, going past where she was coming out of, and boom, she just floors that shit, bro. Like 50 miles an hour coming out of an exit, bro. Like, if she wouldn't have hit me, bro, she would have definitely would just went straight into the curb or something. She hit me hard as shit for no reason. And she hit my back end. My car spun around 3 times. But my body, I was buckled in.
Talking to Mike.
Huh?
The mic.
Oh, yeah, my fault. So I was buckled in, bro. And Mazda Miata seatbelts hold everything, bro. Like, hold you in there for dear life.
Yeah.
And my back, like my shoulder, my right shoulder touched the other seat. Like, that's how turned I went. I was sitting in the driver's seat, but my shoulder was touching the passenger seat, my right shoulder, bro. So, like, I felt my back, like, get some nerves. Like, my nerves were messing up, but I was so much adrenaline in me because I didn't know what happened. And I go home, bro, and go to sleep, wake up, start feeling this back pain. And I go get an MRI, and I fractured my L1 vertebrae in my back. I tore the muscle that connected the vertebrae to the rest of my muscles, and that's why, like, I'm getting work on my shoulder now. And then messed up the nerves around it, and it was like a hairline fracture.
Did they do surgery?
No, so you had 2 options. So the first option was they could do it's what's called a cement surgery, where they take a balloon, basically, and they put a needle in your spine, and they inject like a balloon into your spine, basically, to keep it solid. And then it was like a compression fracture that I had. So they keep it solid so it can't compress. And then the balloon turns into cement. So it cements your vertebrae. And once it cements your vertebrae, you can't have any more compression fracture injuries. Well, me, he was like, you could do that, or because I was just getting into football, bro.
Yeah.
Just got my gear, just got finished with conditioning, ready to start like games and practice. And I was about to start as a wide receiver. I was going to start as a wideout.
But you were 5'6".
At this time? No, at this time I had actually grew. I was 5'11" at this time, but I was still 120, yeah. But I was fast as shit. And then I could catch everything. But I was fast and I caught everything. So
you're not fast.
First of all, I'm fast. And
second, you don't catch shit, dude.
I caught everything.
Did the car accident knock out your hand-eye coordination? Or you'd be like this in the office trying to catch shit?
No, bro. So when I was a wide receiver, basically I got all my gear. I was ready to go. Gunner was with me too, bro. And then I get in this car. I said, they're like, listen, you could do 2 things. You could have the surgery and then take sports off for a year.
Yeah.
And, bro, this time I'm a sophomore going into be a junior.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't got a year to take off, bro. I ain't playing 1 year of football. I ain't getting drafted by no college. And he was like, or you could just wait 3 years and not play no sports the rest of high school, and then just let it heal on its own, because it just healed on its own. And then that way you don't perform any surgeries. So basically I did that, and I was like, well, screw it. I ain't going to play no contact sports. And
so you played bowling.
So I bowled, bro. Well, that bowling shit was actually like a kind of walked into situation. Me and my dad was broke and like lived out of his car, bro. So, we had something cheap to do on a Tuesday, was $2 bowling. So we go bowling, and I found a 6-pound ball in my garage, and I took that, used it, boom. So I'm bowling, and I was good at it naturally. And I was getting strikes everywhere. And then the girl walks up to me, and she's like, hey, like, I'm a sponsor for the high school bowling team. Like, you should join the team. And it was like the end of the year, so I only played for like 3 games.
She recruited you.
Yeah, basically, bro. So
like,
I go.
Look at this scrawny bitch.
So I go do these games,
she
bro.
Said, look at this scrawny bitch.
So I start doing these games.
He would be great. We analyzed you based off your scrawny frame.
But she said that we went against Hempfield High School, And we actually,
my school, dog.
they said they modeled the balls off of your head, like yours. No, bro. But I went in there and then I joined a league at the same time. So I joined like a summer league at the same time as I joined the team, bro.
Yeah.
And so I did the league, bro, and I set like all these records for the league, and bro, I would bowl 7 days a week. Like I would just 7 days a week go hard for like 4 hours a day. I had nothing else to do, so I would just bowl 7 days a week. And I did that for the whole summer, bro. Going into the year, the end of the year, bowling went through the summer. Yeah. So we finished off the end of the year, and we had 3 games of the year when I started, bro. And they just threw me in varsity like first game, and I come in with this plastic ass 6-pound ball, and then I hit like 7 or 8 strikes in a row off rip, bro. First time up on the thing, and dropped like 300 almost first wrap. And they were like, "Yo, holy shit! Like, where you been behind this dude at?" You know. And they started me on varsity every game since. I ended up becoming like the anchor, and then we went to regionals, states, and then I won states as individual, and then as a team. You know, we did as a team as well.
Yeah,
and my average is like 216, bro. But
state champion bowler helps you run his
you
office.
already know, bro. They gave me a letterman, a plaque, bro. I accomplished something. So
he got a letter ball.
Yep. So, but no, bro, it was that was like, bro, I was just like the GOAT.
Dude, shout out all the bowlers out there too.
Yeah,
I know I'm like
bowlers, bro,
I don't know
like
if when this blows up in 10 years, people are gonna go back to this episode and there's gonna be thousands of bowlers that are like, "Screw you, Tristan." Shit talking bowling.
Bro, tell me why a policyholder just texted me, bro. They said, "What's the name of the insurance company?" It's 11 o'clock at night.
Don't worry about it. Go to sleep. You're insured. That's hilarious. So, crush bowling. Get out of high school. How long? So you were 18. How long you were out of high school before you DM'd me?
So I was out of high school for like, I want to say a year. No, bro, probably a year. So, because I DM'd you December of 2018. So really like 6 months.
Oh, so we graduated the same year, 17? Yeah.
No, so I graduated.
You graduated 18. Yeah. And I graduated 17.
Yep. So May of 2018, I graduated, and then I DM'd you in December of 2018.
So for those of you that don't know, so he DM'd me because tell him how you found me.
So I was I wanted to get rich, bro, basically always. I always knew I wanted to get rich and help people and just get rich, bro, just successful. You know what I mean? So I tried to start like my own detailing business and stuff, but I found Grant Cardone. So once I found Grant Cardone, he's like a big real estate guru, and I found him, and I was like, he told me about his journey getting into real estate. He's a billionaire from real estate, but he started off selling cars, making $100,000 a year, saved up for 10 years, got into real estate. So I said, that's my plan, right? And I was looking for an opportunity. I'm scrolling through Instagram every day, trying to find an opportunity and, just change my life. And everything was, buy my course for $5,000 a week and move down to Florida and learn how to drop ship and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, screw this. I ain't got time for this. I need something that's near me. I had no money, bro. Like, I need something that's near me. And next thing I know, I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see an ad that you posted. And you showed The Office. Yep. And it was, everybody screaming during the agency meeting, playing the music. And then you shut the door, you come out, and you're like, "Hey, my name's Tristan Dlabik. I went to Hempfield High School." Instantly, I knew it was a high school 30 minutes away from me. And that you were from Greensburg. And I was like, he's like, "I'm 19 years old. I made $100,000 my first year at 19 years old. And, this is not one of those buy my courses." That's what got me, bro. He's like, "This is not one of those amount of time. Like, at least 30 minutes to an hour."
Yeah. We talked a minute.
And, I told you, obviously, like, Grant Cardone stuff, and you were like, "Well, da-da-da." You start telling me about the job, and I'm already, like, sold on it. And then he said, "Well, there's another person, looking for the same spot that we would hire you for. And, you have, it sounds like better qualifications, but we might go with him. I don't know yet. Let me go ahead and talk to my hiring director, and then we see if we could schedule you for an interview. Text me your email, number, and name." And I was like, "Shit, bro, hopefully I get this job, bro." I'm over there tweaking, praying to God every night. I was praying to God every night for like the whole 6 months, bro, to a year. And you said, "Come in for an interview on Tuesday." I said, "Bet." Tuesday at 10:30. and this girl's waiting for me to pick her up. It's like, 11 o'clock at night, 11:30 at night at this point. I was waiting outside for like an hour.
Yeah.
And I pick her up, I come in for the interview, bro. When I'm coming in for the interview, it's an hour away.
Yeah.
And I'm coming in for the interview. I'm wearing baggy-ass clothes. I never had no dress clothes of my own.
Yeah.
So I had like 9 cats too, bro. So I'm wearing these baggy-ass clothes covered in a bunch of cat hair. That's way too big for me. And I had long, shaggy hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I come into the office, and there's all these nice people dressed up in suits, big, like beefy people.
I think we can swear.
Okay, cool. I didn't know what we was going to do. Yeah, so beefy motherfuckers. Anyways, they're huge, and they're wearing suits, and all these cats got nice cars and nice money and stuff. And I'm like, bro, like, what is this? Like, what do we do? What do they do? I'm trying to do what they do.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, they ain't going to hire me. That's my first thought is like, dude, they're not going to hire me, bro. And I go and do the overview, and Brody Evanson did my overview, bro.
Yeah.
And, he talks to me about the overview, bro, and I didn't understand any of it, honestly. I like was spacing out, just like vision casting myself, like, holy, like, and just overwhelmed, bro. I never seen anything like this in my life. I barely left my hometown. So I fill out the application, and I'm like, yeah, I'm competitive. I like sales. I did this.
I think I honestly started crying during my overview,
Huh?
like, during the interview. It was definitely Tommy Vina, and I'm pretty sure I sat in the front. I think I started crying for real. Especially when Ryan Ohm was like, yeah, I think we're gonna hire you, and he took me in the Maserati Gran Turismo or whatever it was, dude. The fucking coupe Maserati, dude. I was like, dog.
Change your life, bro.
Changed my life in a second, dude.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
So
I
we
felt
went
the
from
same
that
way.
to here we are now, where you'll make at least $500,000 this year, and this is just your 3rd year in. And your first full year, you made. Well, this is technically your 2nd full year, then, right? Because your first full year, you made $250,000.
Yeah, my first.
But the first
year,
6 months, you only made what, like $10,000?
Yeah, 25 grand my first 6 months.
$6,000.
And we moved out to Nebraska, and then that year, really in 8 months, I made $238,000.
When did you work? When did you really start working hard? Like for me, it was like day one, but like.
So I worked hard from day one.
but when did it really click for you? For me, it clicked immediately.
Oh, did it click for you immediately? It never clicked for me immediately, bro. What happened was, it didn't click. Like I would be nervous and choking up in these people's houses and stuff, and mid sentence.
What was the process like? How hard of a leader was I in the very beginning? Like I swear I'd probably even thinking back, there's obviously bits and pieces but I remember just waking cats up 5 a.m. consistently. I don't remember ever really missing a day. As my career expanded and went on, and I had opportunity to do more and delegate and certain things like that. Obviously, I was able to make adjustments with my schedule, but I can remember right off rip, the first year and a half, 2 years, and even going into 6 or 12 months of training when you, John, and Sam come in, I remember just still being very regiment and nuts.
Yeah, bro. We would. When I first moved in with you, because I moved in with you my first month.
Yeah. Had you sleeping on the piss couch.
The piss couch, bro. I'm sleeping on the piss couch. And,
Not my piss, dude. Tell him who's piss.
It was Achilles, bro, the dog.
Yes.
Was that English or French
English bulldog?
Yeah, English bulldog.
I got him for me, but then couldn't handle it because we're always working, and I'm giving to my mom, was yo, you're taking this dog. I put it on Facebook, I always wanted to get, I did want to always get my mom an English bulldog, but I just made it look like I went out and got him for the same day.
Dude, Achilles, bro, I remember when he was small, bro.
So small. It's like this, bam.
But yeah, bro, he,
everywhere.
So when I would sleep on the couch, I didn't, you never straight up even told me, hey, bro, we're about to be up at 5 a.m. You just, it just started happening. When I first moved in, and then, we would get home at 1 a.m., bro. First couple days in the field, get home at 1 a.m.
1 a.m. These people don't realize how easy
every
this
morning,
shit is,
bro.
now.
We would get home at 1 a.m. and then I remember every night it was role playing for another hour or 2 hours, going to sleep at 2, 3 a.m., bro, and role playing until I got it right. And then you'd wake up, come down the stairs at 5 a.m. and I'm a light sleeper, bro. Any little noise wakes me up, bro. So you come down the stairs and I just jump up. You know?
Yeah, you would.
And then you'd be we're going to the gym, get ready. And I was like, shit. So we got ready. We go to the gym every day, bro, every day. And then 5 a.m., be at the office by 7, book, podcast, and then, or listen to a podcast, read a book, and then
we drive an hour and a half to our territory, sometimes 2. Like my territory was 2 hours, same schedule. Wrote a book my first 3 months, all saying people don't realize like how much work really goes into like entrepreneurship and 100% commission sales. And it really does truly take 3 or 4 years to like establish a good sound like base and foundation of like really building up. Like even despite the big paychecks those first few years and certain things like that, like you're reinvesting and going through obstacles. Like I wrecked 5 times, dude. My car insurance, you guys know, is $1,000 a month. So like they don't realize like all that stuff we went through, I put you through, making you drive. I drove my first 1.5, 2 years, but the training I'd be like, you want to drive? I'm like, no, motherfucker.
Dude,
what was that one story? What did I came around the car or something? I was like, don't ask again.
Bro, you know, I come in and I'm driving like the first 2 weeks out there 2 hours away, and then
I was like, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Driving the whole day, bro, and then he would sleep in the car. So we get in the car, and it was so weird.
I'd be like, put a book on, and then I'd fall asleep.
Bro, he'd throw in a book. Like as soon as we got in the car, it'd be a book or like a TD Jakes podcast. We get in the car. Instantly, bro. It was like when you would sit down.
I would sit down and be like,
like you had an off button, bro, where you sat down, shut the door.
For the longest time, I couldn't get in a car because as soon as I'd sit down, I'd fall asleep. Like,
instantaneously, bro. It was the craziest thing I ever seen. And that's when you first started telling me about like, because I kept asking you questions like, what was your past? Like, how did you grow up? And you used to tell me like, your dad used to like mess up your head when he would come in. You were like 4 years old, and he would like walk in there like, I'm gonna kill you, like a murderer or something, like nuts. Messing with you to scare you. And like 3 a.m. and then you couldn't sleep. So bro, you would be sleeping in a passenger seat, bro. And you know, I'd be listening to the podcast, and I would just look out the corner of my eye, bro, and I just see you twitch, bro.
I twitch.
And I'm like over there, like, is this dude gonna like knock me out while I'm driving, bro? Like, is he gonna twitch and then like just swinging in his sleep? And I'm just like, oh shit, bro. So, but that story, bro, what happened was I would drive for like 2 hours. I started to feel the toll of like not sleeping.
Yeah, after 2 weeks, dog, I was doing this for 2 years by myself.
And I'm like, bro, I'm over there. I'm like, damn, bro, like, when's this motherfucker sleep? Like, and I'm starting to get like drowsy, falling asleep while I'm driving, trying to keep myself awake. And, you know, we get in the car, and I'm like, bro, if this dude makes me drive again, bro. And we get in the car, and then I'm like, bro, you ever gonna drive? And dude, you got so pissed. Dog. He got out the car, bro. You ever get somebody that's so mad they put their hands on the hips, lean in on the one side?
I remember now.
He started looking up, shaking his head, looking down, shaking his head, like.
Dog, I had to start breathing, bro. I was this close.
And I'm like, bro, like, was it really that? Like, I was just confused, bro. And I'm like, shit, whatever. And I was like, and you said something like, I drove for 2 years. I'm like, all right, that makes sense, whatever. So I drive.
He's like, all right, 2 weeks, 2 years, tomato. Fuck you.
But bro, so you know, we drove out in the field, bro, and that shit was, I still remember like every day. That shit was fun, bro.
Crazy, dude. Looking back now, like then it was like the process. I've never really hated anything. I never really hated calls or hated doorknob. I've never really hated anything. You know what I mean? Some of it's like it gets monotonous, but I wasn't like, oh, I hate this. You know what I mean? Like I've honestly, like, I look back, I'm like, I enjoy that, miss those days too. At certain levels where it's like, I think now of all the, you know, the individuals we're responsible for, and not only dealing with business stress and getting people to make money and 100% commission and understand the mindset and skill set. Then you got to deal with personal lives of people dying and breakups and new girlfriends, new boyfriends, new this, new that, old this, old that. And you know what I mean? Just all types of shit people don't realize. And I look back, it's like our only worry was like just driving out in the field, staying awake, process, role play, presentations, referrals. What was like the funniest like sit or presentation? Like what was the funniest client? Like was it
the funniest client, bro, was definitely like, there was a couple of them, bro, that I can remember, bro. But like, dude, the funniest client I would say would probably be like either the dude with the guns or the racist dude, bro.
Oh, that racist dude we sold.
So this guy, you know, I'm calling for Tristan. Like I'm in training, setting appointments, and our trainees, we set appointments, and then that way we can get experience, you know, calling, setting the appointment, and then watching the sale live. And I call this guy, and you know, where I'm from, you know, I talked ghetto when I came in the business.
Yeah, you did talk kind of ghetto.
And he's like, he thought I was black. He's like, hey man, you sound like you're not white. I was like, yeah, bro, I'm white. Why? What's up? He's like, yeah, you sound like you're Keller. Like, kept saying that. And I'm like, is there a problem? Like, I don't understand. And he's like, yeah, if you're going to come out to my house, that's fine. We could set the appointment. But if you're Keller, don't come out here. If you're colored, like, don't come out here.
You're colored.
And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't let nobody other than Caucasians in my house. And this dude's like racist, borderline. We were running leads at the borderline of West Virginia.
Deep in West Virginia.
And I'm like, I'm fine, bro. But, you know, you're mixed. And I'm like,
Rob comes up to me all nervous.
I'm like, yo, Tristan, we got a problem. He's like, what, bro? What? I'm like, you know, this guy, he's like racist, bro. He doesn't want nobody coming out to his house that's not white. And he's like, okay, well, when's the appointment for? He's like, yeah, we'll go out to see him. So we go out there anyways, bro. And he wasn't even there. His wife was there. And she owned like a vet, bro. And like the cat had half a face. Like we go in there and this cat had half a face, bro. Tristan walks in, sells her in like 15 minutes, bro, for like 2,000 ALP. And then we walk out, and as we're getting in the car, he pulls up, bro. And then he's like walking down to his house and sees us, and then we just wave to him, bro. You got out the car and waved to him.
I got out. I was like,
and that policy's still in the books, isn't it?
Yeah,
the policy's still in the books.
Is. It probably is. That was hilarious, dude. I think of when we moved to Nebraska, and we always lived together. Dude, I almost fought Rob trying to move to Nebraska, dude. All this confusion of like. Nobody knew what was going on. We had to take all our money we saved up to move down there. Like I put 20, 30 grand in.
Yeah.
Rob probably put a couple grand in. That's like all we had saved up. And it was me, Rob, John, Sam, and this kid, Anthony Billheimer. We got this house, put all our money down. It was all like, we all like went back to zero to start this thing. And is that right when Sam started talking to that girl?
Yeah. That's when Sam started.
That's when things started to slowly go downhill with him. And so basically Anthony, he ended up going back, and it was just us. We were in his house down there. We lived together for 2-3 years. We all lived together, saved money, and we had the craziest house stories. I slept on the floor for the last 2 years. I sleep most nights at the office now on the couch. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like I slept on the for the last 3 years of building the business, I've slept on the floor or on a couch, like. And we've all like done, like just say like, even though it's like we're making all this money and everything like that, we're reinvesting, building the business, because it's like you're giving up those hundreds of dollars and those thousands of dollars to like really solidify and get to millions way faster. And people don't wrap their mind around that. They just want to sit on money, blah, 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 and this, that, and the other. But like I think of when we got there, because we brought my boy Nick Fontana I grew up with, like a best friend that came into my life Nick, with me and Joey-O. And I'm gonna try to get both of them on the podcast, bro. But basically, we got Nick on there, and like his mind, body, and spirit, like that's what we say. Like it's a philosophy in our company. It's like kind of the cornerstone, and like what it is we believe in is like internal growth precedes external growth, and it's just growing yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. And he'd wake up, dude, bang a few beers, 6 a.m., and be like, "Hey, Tristan, let's go ahead and hit MBS." I'm like, all right, you know, let's go to the gym. Be like, "Nah, let's box." I'll be like, "What, dude?" And he's like, "Let's fight now." I'm like, all right, bet. I was like, let's do jujitsu. And like, because up at this point, I'd done a couple years of jujitsu with Simon, and he's like, Simon's like a black belt. And so like I was okay. If you don't know jujitsu versus somebody that does, like you're going to get choked out. So like I'd choke the shit out of him all the time. Be like, stop doing that shit. So I started throwing kicks when we started to box, dude. And just one day we're boxing, whatever. And this is leading back up into me fighting Rob almost. And dude, we're bare knuckle boxing basically in the basement, bro.
Blood everywhere,
I hit him this one time. There's blood everywhere. He's getting me. I'm getting him. I hit him this one time because we both had these fucked up pasts, man, where we just brawl. That's how we were raised. We were just raised to fight, raised to go to war type of mindset. And dude, I remember this one time just hitting him with this right hook, and we were close to the wall. And like I hit him, his head hit the wall and came back in my face. It was like bum bum bum. And then this next time I'm tired, and Rob's sitting right there recording and everything like that, and I'm tired. We really scrapping, and I like cocked back and I head kicked the shit out of this dude, bro. And he was like this, and I thought I was going to jail. I'd come in with black eyes, and Simon would be like, "What are you doing,
bro?
What's your discipline?" And I'm like, "Coach, like." I promise, you know what I mean? We're not out fighting. We're inside fighting. Like, I don't know what it is, but we're inside fighting. And but basically we're gonna move down. I'm telling Rob he's living with us. Like he has Alexa. You guys have been together a few months, I'm guessing, at that point. Like now, seriously.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're getting our own place. But I don't know why you guys were so set on that.
Bro, we didn't even. It wasn't even like that, bro. So when we were told about moving down, I'm like, I was just asking basic questions. I was asking it to John, bro.
And he was like, Tristan said you have to live in the living room. Is that what it was?
Yeah, bro. So John was saying that he was like, we're going to get this one house and there's going to be 20 people sleeping on air mattresses all around. So I'm over there.
I was like so confused, and I had such a short temper. It just made assumptions back. I like my leadership now versus then, which actually we got so far to go. Yeah. But I don't know how. Like I'm so proud. I was thinking on the way over here while we're recording this. I'm like I'm so proud of like one your loyalty of like dealing with 20-year-old nuts me. And the people loyal to you and us and everything like that. It's like, you know what I mean? Like we're 23 and you're 21 right now, right?
Yeah.
You're 21. So I'm 23 and he's 21. And we handle like multi millions when it comes to gross sales and millions of dollars and income between the two of us. And, you know, and there's a lot of people we're responsible for, like 100 people between the two of us, you know, if not more. And so it's like, we're 23 and 21. It's like I feel I get hard on us a lot, and like so it's like the fact that people that we're all in good relationships and good terms, like we've done some crazy ass shit. So we almost fought,
bro. So that was funny because it started like that, and in my eyes, I'm thinking like we're gonna live in a homeless shelter, bro. Like just all of us in like a big ass warehouse. And I would get like
pissed.
And I'm like, bro. So you're telling me like, and then I'm thinking of Alexa, bro, and like she's freaking out because, you know, she's like we gonna have to sleep on an air mattress around like all these like 20 dudes, and she's freaking out, bro. And she's like, I'm not doing it. I won't come down there, like da 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 da. And I'm like, yo, what the hell, bro? Like, and nobody's clearing it up. They're like, yeah, basically, yeah, that's how we're gonna live. And I'm like, shit, bro. And it was just like you said, bro, high strung, stressed out because, you know, we putting all our money into this shit, bro. Like, and you know, and we just don't even know what's out there, whether there's even leads or anything out there, and we don't got no money as it is. And everything. So, you know, we go out there, or we're about to go out there, and we're talking about it. And John's like, yeah, we're going to live in a, you know, with 20 dudes, and you got to pay the deposit right now. And the deposit's $1,000 or $2,000. And that's all I had. Yeah. And I'm like, shit. I'm like, all right. So I paid a deposit, and I'm stressed out, broke, you know, and, you know, I'm imagining, and I'm like, bro, I'm not living with 20 dudes in an air mattress in a warehouse. Like it didn't make sense to me. I'm like, you know, why can't I just get an apartment for like $400 a month? And I'm looking at these apartments and they're like $400 a month, you know? Yeah. And I'm like, well, why don't I just get like a 1-bedroom studio with Alexa, $400 a month? It shouldn't cause any issues, you know? And then, you know, John tells you that. And then you're like, yeah, bro. He's like, what are you, insecure? You think your girl's going to sleep with those dudes? And I'm like, no, bro, I'm not insecure. And then I started talking back, bro. And I'm like, you're insecure. And then you're like, stay there. I was at the house. I was at the house. I'm about to go to sell these appointments. And I'm on the phone with you. And you're at the office, bro. And you live like 5 minutes from the office. And then I'm about to leave. And I'm like, I started saying stuff. I'm like, I started talking back, getting smart on purpose. And I was like, yeah, you're the one that's insecure, bro. You're just insecure about living by yourself, or I forget what I said, bro, but you were like, you know what? That's it. Stay there. And then you're like, stay there and grab the gloves. So I'm like, bro.
Dude, I'm in a restaurant screaming this like with my manager, Brody, and I'm like, no, stay there and grab the fucking gloves.
And I was like, bro, I'm like, whatever, bro. So I get out. I get out my car, walk in the house, and Sam's
Rob's
in the
yelling
house.
back. He's like, bet.
I'm like, yeah, I'll stay. I'm like, whatever. I'll see you soon. And like I walk in the house, Sam's in there. I'm like, I'm telling Sam, I'm like, bro, I'm going to sell these appointments. He's like, no, stay here. He's like, just stay here, bro. He's laughing.
So soft.
He's over there laughing. I'm like, bro, this shit's funny to you, bro. And then I'm over there saying, I'm like, bro, if he fucking touches me, bro, I don't know what I'll do. Right? I'm over here like pissed off saying shit. And bro, and then, what's it called? You pulled up, bro, and you get out the car, and I'm sitting there with my door open. You're like, so what's up then? And I'm like, so what's up then? And then you walk in the house, bro, and you're like walking in the house, and you're like texting somebody, and I walk in the house, bro, and you sit down, you're like, and you're just hated, bro. You're like, oh my fuck, bro, like, and then we resolved it. We ended up resolving it right there, and you explained it to me. You're like, bro, you realize like you're gonna have a spot to stay. We're not gonna fucking put you in the middle of the warehouse and have 10 naked dudes around you, bro. I'm like, all right, bro, that's all I wanted to know. I was just wondering, but like you ended up telling me how it really was going to go. And I was like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. You know, save money too, bro. Like apartments aren't $400 a month, bro. You know, I found that out too. Like you're letting me know, like, bro, apartments are like $1,000 a month, like $800 a month at least.
dude.
And I'm like, oh, okay, shit. Yeah, definitely. And then it made more sense. You're like, we lived together. So basically, bro, that's what happened. We ended up being cool after that. But like, it was so funny, bro. Cause like, just looking back on it now, bro, there's like, you know what I mean? It's like, and bro, like when you talked about with the, the loyalty and staying and all that stuff. And to me, bro, it was like, when we first started, bro, everything you said, I remembered it. You know what I mean? So like, bro, when you first said like, don't quit, to me, I was like, all right, I ain't gonna quit. You know what I mean? So simple as it was, bro. So when you would say like, hey, bro, like you gotta like, just be coachable and everything like that. And you would say that stuff to me, it would stick with me. Right.
Yeah.
So going down there and stuff and seeing that you talked about tough coaching, and I'm like, bro, like I never had a dad that did like, I had never had no problems, really no adversity in my life. So it was never somebody being tough on me with coaching. You know what I mean? Like I played football and stuff for a couple of years when I was younger, and baseball and all that shit, but the coaches were soft. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but like whenever I started getting tough coaching, I liked it, bro. I liked it because I started to become mentally tougher and feel my mind developing to be able to handle more stuff. You know what I mean?
What do you think clicked and like made you actually want to like go hard?
Yeah, and it pulled like the potential out of me, bro.
When was that? Like what made you click? Like can you think of something? Like,
bro. Like for me, it was I always wanted to be like that type of like dude, bro. Like that type of like warrior mindset type of dude.
What inspired you? Why? Was it a parent? Was it a movie? Was it a song? Like,
well, really, bro, it was really just like, if I gotta say, it's movies, definitely. And then, bro, like parents and movies and shows and songs too, of just being like a leader, bro. I always wanted to be the leader.
Like in particular, it was like, damn, that makes me want to be rich, or the 1%.
Yeah, so bro, it was just like the mindset, bro. It was the leadership mindset. Like if you walk into a room and you start speaking, it's you like just like John Maxwell talks about it, bro. You unconditionally, naturally know the leader that's in the room. You know what I mean? And then just that person that's like, I want to put the team on my back, carry them and go through. And it's like, you can't fake that shit. You can't fake that mindset, bro. Because when it comes down, you're going to have to show it. And if you can't show it internally and have it already, you're going to fold, So I realized that I wanted to be that and I could fake that, but faking it ain't going to get me nowhere, bro.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to be able to succeed in life. And every successful person has that same mindset. You know what I mean? Of like the warrior going through shit, willing to do whatever it takes mindset, and just wants to win. And that, and then also physically, bro, I wanted to physically be like rock solid. Like, and I envision myself as the best version of myself, and that's who I was. And seeing that, that's how I envision myself. So when you would be tough and coaching on me, and I would realize what it would do is it would take me to the next level.
Yeah.
Internally, externally, financially, like all areas, it would take me to the next level.
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot, bro.
There's definitely a lot of great things we definitely accomplished through the tough coaching, you know what I mean, and everything like that, but obviously a lot of stupid mistakes I've made, and relationships and certain things I've damaged, and just really just avoidable mistakes. So I think of that to kind of capitalize on that. But I also think of, in the stories of Nebraska, I think of Nick when he had that one presentation, and he I think he called me after, and he was like traumatized, and I was like, what's the matter? And he was like, dude, I just gave this presentation, and I'm sitting there and I'm going through the benefits, and all I hear is this blood curdling like and like he was like waiting for them to bring it up, like the people he's sitting down with and going over the insurance with, and they just kept looking at him like nothing happened,
like it's normal.
Like it was normal. And he was like, did you guys hear that? And they're like, yeah, it's nothing, that's our ape Jackie, just keep going. And he was like, wait, what? He's like, all right, man, you want to see it? And I guess they like walk him back, and they're like walking him back, and it's like, I can just imagine like the wood creaking and everything in this old house in Nebraska out in the middle of a fucking farm. And they're just like reaching for the door, and they're like, before we open the store, make sure you don't make any eye contact with our ape. Do you know how fucking scared I would be, dude? Bro. And so he said they slowly opened the door, dog. And just imagine this monstrous, powerful, like, fucking, like, ape,
He was albino, wasn't he? Yeah,
ape,
albino, bro.
Just like, if you guys have watched fucking Planet of the Apes, I mean, it's the albino version of Caesar just sitting there, no! Like, staring, dog, breathing.
Didn't he have a chain on his neck too, horse.
Bro? Yes, he was chained up to the room, chained in the room, like in prison. And I guess he was traumatized. I mean, because you imagine, like, Sam Marzullo, like, that's my boy, that's our boy, bro. And, he would always send me this like ape video on YouTube with like this recording of like this ape, you know, the like bro. Ripping like the fucking lady's face off. It's like, and he sends that shit to me all the time. It's just this ape fucks, and you guys gotta imagine just how powerful like these creatures are. Like they're nuts. You know what I mean? So it's like 5 times human strength. I don't know what the specific stat is. We're gonna get a screen here. You know what I mean? Like Rogan's got and get Aiden on the. I'm gonna pull up like. Ape strength. What is it? It's like it's got to be like 5 times the strength or something. So he's driving away too. He said, and he like looked back, like knowing like they was in a room. The ape had a window, and he was like, I guess the window's like barred up, and the ape's just sitting there like in the window, dude. I don't know if you guys.
Bars.
Yeah, dog. I don't know if you guys know like the Family Guy monkey was like that evil face, dog. I can just imagine like this evil albino monkey he was staring at Nick like apparently, and dude, I was dying, bro. What's your craziest, like what are some of the craziest, funniest memories in Nebraska? We had so many.
Bro, so many memories. I think the funniest, craziest one, bro, that I remember was you punching through the wall, bro, at 2 a.m.
2 a.m., dude. Bro, I'm arguing with my girlfriend. I think I was arguing with my girl.
Bro, I don't even think you were in the middle of like the argument, bro.
I think it was all way done. Yeah, it was. I don't know what had happened.
Well, bro, what happened was I think you had like some trigger PTSD when you went to sleep. Some dude. Like, I don't know if you had a bad, like a dream where that pissed you off or something, bro, but all of a sudden, and what's crazy is because COVID was going on, people were going crazy talking about martial law, so we had just bought some guns. You guys had just bought some guns before that. Yeah, and then you shot the whole thing out. Yeah, I know, bro. You shot through like, it was like 10 pillows and 20 shirts. In the house. Pow! Shot through the floor. But before you shot through the floor, you had just bought the gun that day or something. And it's like 2 a.m. and...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like 2 a.m. and your room was connected to my room, bro. And I had the bathroom, the master bathroom.
Yeah, we
So the bathroom wall was connected to your wall. And all of a sudden, you know, I just hear this big bang, like a gunshot at like 4 a.m., bro. And everybody was slumped. Everybody was asleep, like... And it's like 4 a.m. and boom, I hear like this big ass gunshot. And I'm like, bro... And like, bro, no lie, I 100% thought you was like school shooter mode. Like I thought, even though we've been cool for like 8 months and like a year and we lived together, I still was like, bro, this dude is shooting up the place. Like maybe this was too much for him. He's shooting up so I'm peeking around the corner after I hear the first like bang. And I'm looking, waiting for you to I envisioned you coming around the corner with an AR. And I'm like, bro, like if this dude comes around the corner, like if I get shot, I'm like, I can't die this way. I'm thinking it's crazy.
And
you
do get anxious about dying.
Yeah, bro. And then all of a sudden it calms down. I don't hear shit for a second. And I'm about to walk into piss in the bathroom. And the door's open, the light's on, bro. And I just see a fucking fist come through the wall, bro. Come through the wall. And my whole wall crumbles down.
Not the whole wall.
And I'm like, dog, like
fat ass hole
in the wall, bro. Like just like some movie shit.
Thank God I didn't hit the frame.
And then you pull your fist out and Alexa's crying, screaming, going crazy. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? And I'm like, bro, I didn't even realize what happened. I'm like, bro, did this dude just punch through the wall, bro? And I walk in there, I put it like the guardrail with the towel hanger is like hanging off, and you punch like right under it, and it's like hanging off. And so I was like, fuck it. So I put a towel on top of it to cover up that hole. And I'm over there like, bro, holy shit. And she's freaking out like, why did he do that? What's he gonna do? He's gonna kill us. Like she's freaking. I'm like, relax. I don't know. And like, I don't even think you said a word or nothing like that, bro. I think you ended up like leaving or going for a run or something.
And my door was shut. And apparently Dylan was creeping out too. And Dylan's room was right beside mine on the other side. And I bust through the door too.
Yeah.
And the door was like a thin wood too. And I bust through the door like. The door's hole was like huge, bro.
Huge.
Dylan like jumped back in his room. The best is because I think he was in there with Justin Kelly.
Yeah,
right?
bro.
He army crawled over to Justin. He was like, Justin. Did you hear that? When I punched through your bathroom, whatever, through the walls, and then he's peeking out after Army crawled over to Justin and said, "Did you hear that?" And I guess I like when he peeked out, I like simultaneously punched through
the door.
Yeah, through the fucking door.
Bro, that shit's hilarious. That was crazy.
That was crazy.
That night was super crazy. And then Jimmy Maloney staying on the bed outside.
Staying on the bed outside and it rained.
Yeah, bro. And he stayed out there like the whole night, like one with nature, bro. Like,
oh yeah,
dude, this kid he's still with us and stuff like that. He's still in Nebraska, I think. But dude, he's like very smart dude, but just like hilarious. Yeah, like he just does crazy shit, bro. And you know, he will walk out and pray to the giving tree every day at the office. Like there'd be a tree outside next to the highway, and
so messed up. And I chased him with that frog.
Yeah, chase.
He would eat everything, dude. He ate everything, bro. How about that time, dude? Paintball.
Paintball was crazy.
When I'd pull up and start, I randomly just started paintballing. Everybody wanted it at the office. I just did like a drive-by
shit, bro.
Yeah, like, came in, dude. That's what we started doing when I started doing the Purge music, and I bust through your door.
Oh, that 4 a.m. That was the craziest thing, I think.
How scared Alexa was pretty traumatized from that.
Yeah, bro. I still remember it in my head. Like if I could take the picture out of my head and play it, it would be like, bro.
So nobody ever is like, these guys, like, I don't know why, like, wouldn't wake up. You know what I mean? But so I started like, I was like, all right, I'm getting up I'm gonna start going to their house at 4:30 with a big ass JBL speaker, and I'm gonna start blasting the Purge. And I had a paintball gun that I just got to like keep like mess around. You know what I mean? Like make sure these motherfuckers know. And dude, so I got John. He would wake up with me pretty consistently, like Rob. And so we were like, yo, let's go over to this house and get these cats to wake up. Because I think I had John live with me. I think, oh, dude, that funny story when John was in the, like, I have, like, an issue with sharing shower. Like,
oh, yeah,
like,
yeah,
if, like,
you said
if
that.
I was ever staying with anybody.
I had to shower in the sink, bro. I had to shower in the
I wasn't allowed
sink.
to shower when I grew up. So I'd be like, yo, if I had, like, a roommate, I'd be like, bro, don't ever be in the shower when I want to get, like, when I want to get in the shower, it's my turn. And, like, I'll be in there for 2 hours. John was in the shower one night, and I'll go back
like
into
10
the
minutes, bro.
Dog. And, like, he, like, ran back into his room because I was freaking out. I was like, get the fuck out of the shower before I kill you.
He said you was banging on the fucking shower door.
I was banging. I was like, you locking this? I was like, he said he had a shotgun loaded. No, he's just sitting on the other end, dude. Thank God he didn't blow me back. I can't wait to get him out here and talk about that. But we go in and we start banging Purge music 4 a.m. We kick down Rob's door.
Bro.
So what was that like on your end?
So on my end, bro, like at first I thought I was dreaming. It's like 4 a.m. And I'm thinking that I'm dreaming, bro. And it was crazy because my air mattress was like deflated. Every night I would go to sleep and wake up with my head against the wall on the floor because my shit would be deflated. So it's like half deflated, bro. So I'm like leaned back more, you know, like my head's like leaned back. And I remember like it's like right before I wake up, I'm seeing like the light come through my eyes. You know, like if you close your eyes, but there's light in the room, you could still see that glimmer. So I'm seeing like this glimmer of light flashing, and in my dream I'm hearing like, get the fuck down, bang, bang, bang. And at first I'm thinking it's a dream. Yeah. Like I'm thinking I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming like having like a fucking nightmare, somebody shooting up the place or something. And bro, when I open my eyes, there's like this bright ass light in my face. And I'm hearing, wake the fuck, get the fuck down, bang, 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 bang. Bah, bah, bah. Gunshots, people screaming, Purge music playing, loud as shit, bro. I couldn't even think, bro. And I get up and I'm like, and I couldn't breathe. I had like a heart attack, bro, like in this light. And I just see these feet moving
Actually,
and people running and shit.
He threw his girl in front of him.
Bro, Alexa jumps and it's like,
protects him.
And then she jumps on me, bro. She's like,
protects you, jumps in front of you.
No, bro. And I'm like, she's crying and screaming. And I'm like, what the? And then I finally like realized that it was y'all. And I finally like catch my breath, bro. And once I catch my breath, like y'all leave and y'all go bang on everyone else's door, bro. But it was nuts because I'm like, bro, like that shit was just crazy to me. And I'm like, bro, I think that night, bro, I think that was like that night I started waking up consistently for like the rest of the year after that. Like every day I started finally waking up again.
Scared
like,
the hell out of you.
Yeah, bro. Like but it was
the
good,
pots
bro.
and pans on your door. She used to hate
bro.
that.
Bro, like it was and it was good.
Bop, 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 bop. Pots and pans on people's doors, dog. Bang, bang, bang. Wake up. You ain't gonna sleep. I ain't gonna sleep. You ain't gonna sleep like that crazy lady.
Yeah,
I ain't get no sleep because of y'all. Y'all ain't get no sleep because of me.
Bro, And that shit's like, but it helped me wake up, bro. Like I never missed. And then, bro, what really got me too, because he would tell me like 5 a.m.
The reverse psychology.
Like, Simon FaceTime me and John and asked where you were.
Dude,
and I'd be
I was
like,
nice
bro,
with
Simon's wondering.
I was nice with the psychology games,
bro. Yeah, because this is when I started getting like results, and then Simon started like talking to me, and I'm like,
I really started pushing these two, Rob and John. I'd be like, I started calling John Dr. Discipline just to piss off like everybody else. Be like, John's doing such a great job. Everybody cheer him on. If you guys have like any issues with that, just let me know. If you're just intimidated by waking up and being a man and actually, pursuing your dreams. If you don't care, call your mom. Let your mom know you don't care about her if you're not coming to work. That was hilarious, dude. The pots, the pans. What else, dude? When I had your car, my car was getting worked on. You were late, and I put my head through like the desk. I like broke the desk in half, dude.
That was nuts, bro. It was like 8 in the morning, and we're supposed to be there by 8, and it's like 8:05, and we're like 5 minutes away. And you're like calling me like, where are you at?
It's war.
It's war. And it's like July. It's like our biggest push month of the year almost. And you're like, where are you at? Like, and I was behind too, myself in like production. I was losing to Connor or John or somebody that at that time, like halfway through the month. And I'm behind, and you're like, yo, it's war month. Like, where are you at, bro? And we were all like competing to get to the office and stuff. And there's like 10 of us in the car. And Ryan Crawford's Toyota, he's the MGA down there. And, it's like 10 of us in his Toyota, and somebody forgot something. They had to go inside.
Yep.
And we're waiting on them. They're like taking like 10 minutes in there, bro, like 20 minutes. And you're calling me, and you're like, where are you? This is war. Like, and I hear the shit in the phone, like in the background, banging and slamming and shit. And I'm like, bro, like, I don't, and you're like, bro, you don't care. Like, there's no way you care. Tell your mom you don't care. Like,
dude, this kid quit the same day. This new kid, just Jake's personal.
Oh yeah, that like, kid quit.
I do not feel Tristan is mentally healthy.
Yeah, bro. He quit, bro, because he was screaming and doing that shit.
Kid, I feel so bad. I wasn't. I was such a fireball. Like, I demanded excellence. We were not like John and Rob were 1 and 2, and they were like 100,000 ahead of everybody else, which is a large gap in our company. And like, it's halfway through the year, we've got everybody doubled up, and like, I did not care about that. Like, every day, my mind reset, and I'm like, wake the fuck up. Like, it's time to go. Like,
every day.
And I'm like, I pray like I'm that way, forever. I found a better way, for my communication, my patience, and my delivery. I'm trying to get better,
bro, that
with
shit.
All of that, but.
I think it helped us a lot.
Though,
for
sure, it helped us a lot.
I mean, like, that's one thing, if really anything, that I feel as if
crazy culture
that I needed, bro, because I never, tough coaching is, I think it's essential. I think like really pushing somebody to the brink of
it's almost midnight here.
Yeah,
that's why I'm yawning. He said tough coaching. I'm thinking insane coaching. If I would have looked at me like how I was then, like, especially in comparison to who I am now, I feel like I'm so much softer now, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely
I was yelling
lenient.
every day, like, let's go, like attacks, dude, like let's go, like demanding, like there's no other option other than excellence, and that's still the mindset, but definitely more of like a patient perspective of love and encouragement, genuinely, opposed to like just like straight war mode. But dude, that was hilarious.
Yeah, bro, because there was like we had a lot of people that we recruited, bro, like resumes and like.
Well, actually, we had less recruits but the most ALP.
Yeah.
Like even home office, they still talk about it today. They were like, even this year, like we're like top 3, top 5 in regard to sales produced based off of rep that we'll bring in. Obviously, any sales company is going to have turnover, and that's just notorious for like, well, what's your averages? And it's like, our average is like 40 or 50,000. I think the number is per individual that will actually get licensed. And if they have one sale with us, they're going to average 40 to 50,000 in total sales over their career.
What's the company average?
The company's half that, 20,000.
Yeah, that's
you know
nuts.
what I mean? So it's crazy to think. As we wrap up, we're almost 2 hours in. I'm thinking, contextually, like good context that we can kind of deliver with good content, like the context you can deliver in content. Like if you had to leave people, because a lot of people are going to hear like right off rip, the only people that are going to listen to this are going to be like pretty much in our industry. And I think really for the people that are, if you're in a business, whatever endeavors, or if you're an entrepreneur like us and run your own businesses, I think what are like 3 things you would want to leave those people, like if you had to leave them with 3 things to like be successful, in their pursuits, whether that be their dreams or starting out in sales or starting their own business or on the brink of about to, like what do you recommend those people do?
So I think the biggest things, bro, is just like build on a foundation. Like one thing that really helped me a lot, and when I came in, and then I lived with you and just pretty much spent every second with you, was just a foundation, bro. Like when I look at my start and kind of look at it as like it was slower than most people's, like my start to the business. But what I realized was that like it was building a foundation, you know what I mean? And I had no foundation ever. So it was like for me to have to get a foundation and build it. So
what do you mean probably like by foundation?
So what I mean is like the basics, I think a lot of people come into businesses and stuff like that, and they try to.
I love how he'll redescribe like a simplified, like the foundation, and I'm like, all right, what do you mean by the foundation? The basics. He redescribes a bland term with another generic term. Yeah, what do you mean by the foundation?
The foundation I would say would be the mindset. If I were to put a word on, it'd be mindset. So like, okay, like what kind of mindset? Because it's how it's really like a lot of people say in sales, it's not how you close, but how you approach it. You know, Zach Hart says that a lot. It's not how you close, but how you approach it. And in sales, and it's just like in life, bro. Sales is life, so it's the same thing. So if you approach a situation with the right mindset, then you can make necessary adjustments and learn from it the correct way. But if you approach it with the wrong mindset, and you're never going to be able to adjust it, because how you practice is how you perform. And if you practice wrong, you can't learn from doing it the wrong way, if that makes sense. Yeah. So when coming in, you establishing that mindset of, hey, bro, don't quit. Mindset of go all in on your foundation. So go all in on your first 3 months on the sales. Yeah. So when I first came in, what I remember was you having me focus for 6 months straight just on only sales. Yeah. No leadership, only sales.
Just sales books, just mastering the craft initially level by level.
Exactly. So that's what I would say would be like your foundation, is focusing on the main thing. What is the main thing, the one thing that's gonna that you need to focus on when you start? And then, after that 6 months, it was leadership. Yep. So just building the foundation. And then that would be probably the first tip, is just go all in. Keep your head down for your first, 3, 6 months, year, whatever your average is in business, and keep your head down until you come up.
You got to keep your head down for 5 years. Yeah. I know we tell everybody 3 to 6 months, but the more I think about it, I feel like it's a good, like, keep your head down for 5 years and try not to put yourself in a position that's going to jeopardize too much of your time that needs to be devoted to really building that business. You know what I mean? Because when you talk about building a mansion, that might sustain you for X amount of years, maybe forever. It takes a few years to build. You know what I mean? So it's like you're building something massive. It's going to take a few years to build, because you're trying to build a life that's worth living. Right. And that's forever. You know what I mean? If you live in a house forever, it's got to sustain you living there, and it's going to take a few years. So that's kind of, I think, what you're saying.
Exactly. So that, and then the second thing I would say would be obsession. Like, people talk about balance whenever you're doing it. It's like,
that's our boy Cardone.
Yeah, right. He says there's no, like, you need a bank account balance.
We're gonna get him on. Dude, you see he posted something about real estate? Let's just tell him we're in real estate.
He said, to get him on here. Yeah,
let's email that shit tonight.
All right,
let's email Grant Cardone wants to get on people's real estate. Let's just say we're in real estate too.
Probably costs like $100,000 though.
Who cares?
All right. Bro. Yeah, I would do that too, for sure.
Get his ass on here.
But that would be like, bro,
jeez.
That'd be nuts. But yeah, it's obsession too, bro. Like, obsession to the details. Like, instead of, like, there's no such thing as balance. There's no work-life balance. You know what I mean? Eventually, you have a life balance, because you're free forever, financial freedom. That's why we're doing what we're doing. But when you first start, you need a bank account balance. So you shouldn't, like, you got to be so obsessed that every waking second and moment of your life is spent in building your business and building that and focusing on the details. I hope one person
gets this. I know this is long as hell, but I hope one person gets this.
Yeah, and goes through the whole thing, bro. Like, and that for me, bro, like, saved my life 100%, because it taps into that person that I knew I had in me. Like that flame. Grant Cardone says it, like, when he was at his worst, there's still that flame in you that you got potential to be great.
Like when you're running, dude, and you just get that, like, fuck,
runner's high, bro.
Yeah, runner's high, yeah.
So, like, and you feel like you could lift a car. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's where you get it from, for being so obsessed.
I push myself.
And then it's confidence, bro. Like, it's so much confidence.
So
like,
number 3 would be confidence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean number
With
two,
the obsession, you're building up into that confidence.
creating
from
confidence,
being obsessed.
right? Yeah. So just like your approach, it's how you say it, not what you say. So if you're confident, bro, anybody will listen to you. Yep. Do what you say, help you build your business, and you'll just be able to get up with a higher class of people. It's not what you know, but who you know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? In life that gets you.
Who knows you?
Right, exactly. Yeah, even more. Like who knows you? Right. So with your confidence, I think that puts you in a higher class. You know, not that you're better than anyone else, but just a class of like, hey, if I'm talking to Bill Gates, I can talk about finances with him confidently because I know it. So obsession and just that, teaching that, pulling that out of somebody, you know what I mean, will be huge. So just focus on being obsessed. And that also goes into your why, like, you know, why you're doing what you're doing. That, and then number 3, bro, I would just say was like thinking big, like just think so big. Yep. You know, like when we would set goals, we always had to, like you said, we always had the least amount of people, but you know, humbly, we always had like the most ALP, you know what I mean? Yep. Because it was just a matter of just like thinking so big and shooting for so big. Grant Cardone says it. The problem is not that people set their goals too high and get discouraged because they miss them. It's because they set their goals too low and get complacent when they hit them. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and then they get stuck there and that's all they're used to. They can't think past that.
I would have killed to make $100,000 and now it's like, if my business doesn't make $100,000 a month,
we'd be broke, bro.
Yeah,
living on the street.
Like I feel like we spending that overall like business and everything like that
every quarter.
Yeah, easy.
Like so, I think like that would be definitely the third thing is think so big, bro. Because if you're shooting for $1 million, you know, and you do, but you have to follow it up with action. Yeah. Like everybody, if you're just thinking big, you're just a dreamer. If you follow it up with the same action and map it out, sales is a numbers game. Yep. So if you map out your numbers for a large goal and you map out $1 million, but you fall short and hit $750,000, you still did way more than what you ever would have thought possible of yourself doing. You know what I mean?
My legs are like so asleep. I'm gonna have to get a high chair.
Yeah, bro. I need to stretch for sure. But yeah, bro, those would be my 3 tips is just, you know, come in and build and focus on your foundation and focusing on that main thing. So if you're in sales, focusing on learning sales.
Yeah, everybody's in sales.
Yeah. I mean, selling yourself. You're selling yourself every day on everything you do. Yeah. Or else you're going to get sold by somebody else to work for them. Yeah. You know, build their dreams. Or you could sell others on building yours. But focusing on that foundation, you know, playing your part where you're at will be the best way to describe it. So whatever level of position you're at, be the best at that position.
Be the best where you're at.
Exactly.
Be the best where you're at. Fire.
And then, you know, second, obsession to the details. Every small detail matters. Yes. People say, look at the bigger picture and the big vision. The big vision is only accomplished by always perfectly executing the smaller things. Yeah. Not being a perfectionist of somebody that spends so much time perfecting it, but just executing the details. Yeah. Mastering the details.
Perfect execution is better than perfect
being efficient. You know planning. What I mean? Too many people are busy, bro. There's a lot of people that are busy and you've seen it in our business. Too much
excessive planning and let's do this. Like, you know, I tell people like, look, we're going to spend less time, you know, not necessarily planning, but less time like bullshitting around and doing like people do all these long ass workshops and shit. It's like, brother, wake up and get that shit knocked out and let's get on the phones. 8 o'clock, hot Wall Street time. You know, so we got to wrap up because we're still grinding. You know what I mean? We're still in the early stages of our business. And, so we got to get up early. I know I got to drive to Pitt and sell that Jag in the morning. I know
you're selling the red one?
Yeah, the red one.
So you just sold the purple one?
Yeah, the F-Type. Now I'm selling the XFS.
What'd you just buy? What truck?
Black Widow something. Black Widow Dodge, new truck. That was dope. That
thing's clean, bro.
Yeah, big ass truck. Weird, new. Get to wear the cowboy hat in it.
Huh? It's got an iPad in the middle of the dashboard,
yeah, it's got that crazy display system. So we're wrapping up, guys. You don't have to, but if you found value in the podcast today long, you know, I know we don't have much credibility for you guys to even spend this much time listening. If you get this far, share it. I think this should be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. By the time this launches, it'll probably be early November. But share it if you laughed, if you found value, you think it's going to add value to anybody else, please. It would help us out. I don't know, like ads or anything, what we're really going to be doing, aside from wanting to just reach out to people and, bring encouragement, positivity, and you know we're gonna be working within this niche of younger, successful entrepreneurs, but not limited to, and just really just trying to bring you guys value. So check it out. You guys can check me out on social medias. It's pretty much just Tristan Dlabik on everything.
Just keeping it real,
for anything
bro.
that I do got, my IG is disabled right now from running, I think, employment ads. I have no idea. Instagram takes forever to respond. I've been emailing them every day, like straight. It's like, hey, I run a small business. You guys please get back to me.
Yeah, no,
through the page.
Our whole business
every
is through
day,
Instagram,
like, hey,
bro.
please help. Please help. They don't get back to me. I don't care. It's whatever. And then Rob, where can they find you? And what can they find you on?
Instagram mainly is where most of my social media is at, and my business ran really from Instagram. So the Greatest Closer on Instagram. If you look up the Greatest Closer, and then we have a
is
web.
Is there underscores or something?
Yeah, so it's _greatest_closer.
Cool.
So _greatest_closer.
And again, guys, so we sell life insurance on a life insurance company, but you reach out for mentorship and certain things like that. We have internships and certain things with our company. We're in Chicago, but we're an international company with virtual opportunities for anybody else that's interested in that. And that's pretty much a wrap. You have anything else you want to add up, dude? We've been rapping for a second.
Yeah, no, we've been rapping for a minute, bro. So let's keep grinding.
Sea bass, go to sleep, wake up at 3, get this workout on, and hit this drive. So you better get home before your girl freaks out. So
appreciate
we're
you
wrapped up. So
for having me, bro.
Aiden didn't start recording.